Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Shauna. In today's video, I will be going over my summer 2018 reading list, which is so crazy to me because it feels like not that long ago that I filmed my first ever reading list video, which was last summer, and it's been a year since then. Like, what? So I have a whole pile of books right here beside me that I am so excited to tell you guys about. But before I do that, make sure you follow me on all of my social media. I have it all listed right here for you guys. So there is my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, where I'm always posting over there. And also, if you're interested, make sure to head over to my website, which is right here. It is shaunaemily.com, and that is where I post all of my blog posts, anything to do with beauty, fashion, lifestyle, travel, and all of that good stuff. So without further ado, guys, let us jump right into this video. Now, my spring 2018 reading list I flew through, so I'm actually surpassed that. The first book I'm going to talk to you guys about is actually the second one, not in the series. It is the first of a series. There is a prequel book before the series, and I'm actually in the middle of reading that right now, so I thought I would tell you about this one. This is a book that I borrowed from my friend Kayla, and it is called The Assassin's Blade, and it is a book of 5 novellas, and it is by the author Sarah J. Maas. It is not like anything that I have read before. It is kind of in the same type of genre, but this is about like assassins and stuff. I'm currently just a little bit more than halfway through it. I am on the 4th of the 5 novellas in here, so I thought I would just tell you about this one really quick because that's what I'm reading right now, which brings me to my first book on my summer reading list, and it is this one by the same author, Sarah J. Maas. But it is the first in the series. So this is Throne of Glass is what this book is called. 2 men love her. The whole land fears her. Only she can save them all. In a world without magic, an assassin is summoned to the castle. She comes not to kill the vicious king who rules from his throne of glass, but to win her freedom. If she defeats 23 killers, thieves, and warriors in a competition, she will be released from prison to serve as the king's champion. Her name is Celaena Sardothien. The crown prince will provoke her, the captain of the guard will protect her, and a princess from a faraway land will befriend her. But something evil dwells in the castle, and it's there to kill. When her competitors start dying one by one, Celaena's fight for freedom becomes a fight for survival, and a desperate quest to root out the evil before it destroys her world. So that sounds super compelling, and I'm so happy that my friend Kayla introduced me to these books and to this author because I had never heard of this author before. So I'm excited to read this one, the first in the series, and then continue with all the other ones to come. The next book that I will be introducing to you guys will not come as much of a surprise if you had watched my previous reading list videos, but it is this one right here. It is called City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. It is book 3 in the Mortal Instruments series. So in the last 2 reading list videos that I've done, I've read book 1 and book 2. I'm on to book 3, and let's see what this one's about. To save her mother's life, Clary travels to the City of Glass, the ancestral home of the Shadowhunters. Never mind that by doing so she is breaking the law, which could mean death. Even worse, Jace does not want her there, and Simon has been thrown in prison by Shadowhunters who are deeply suspicious of a vampire who can withstand sunlight. Luckily, Clary finds an ally in the mysterious Sebastian, who holds a strange attraction for her. As Valentine musters a demon army, can Downworlders and Shadowhunters put aside their ancient hatred and work together? And can Clary harness her newfound powers to help save them all, whatever the cost? So I have read this series before, but I'm rereading it because there's the newest book that has come out I haven't read yet. So I wanted to refresh my memory by rereading this series, and I'm excited to read this. I know that I already like it, so I'm excited to get through this one again. This next book I want to talk to you guys about, I have previously read 2 books by this author, and this kind of has to do with the first book I read by this author because it is a story based on one of the minor characters in that book I had previously read. This is a book by Mila Gray, and it's called Stay With Me. So I have previously read, like I said, the two books Come Back to Me and Run Away With Me. So if you want to hear what those ones are about, then make sure to watch my previous last two reading list videos. I will link them down below so you guys can just click them and go ahead and watch them. But let's find out what Stay With Me is about. A forbidden romance, a wounded Marine, and the girl determined to save him. Dee Dee Monroe has waited her whole life for happily ever after. So when charming Zach Ridgemont sweeps her off her feet, Dee Dee believes she might finally have met the one. Until she begins an internship at a military hospital in California. There she meets wounded Marine Noel Walker. Frustrated on the outside and broken on the inside, Walker's an irritating patient who refuses any care, keeping his distance from everything and everyone, including Dee Dee. Walker is strictly out of bounds. Dee Dee knows this, respects this, but the more she tries to help Walker, the closer the two grow. Soon, neither one can ignore the sparks flying between them as their attraction simmers into dangerous territory. But Walker doesn't believe in love or happily ever after. Not after what he's seen, not after what he's been through. He doesn't want to hurt Dee Dee, but he doesn't want to push her away either. She makes him feel peaceful, hopeful even. Then tragedy hits, shattering both their worlds, and Dee Dee realizes that love isn't as simple as happily ever after. Love isn't easy, it's difficult, messy, complicated. Now all Dee Dee has to do is decide if it's worth fighting for. So this sounds amazing, just like the other two books that I've read from Mila Gray. I highly recommend these books if you're looking for an easy read with a really good plotline and romantic storyline to it. Mila Gray is an amazing author for that. I am picking up yet another book by one of my all-time favorite authors, Lucinda Riley, and this is called The Olive Tree. Now, I already know that I'm going to love it because I have loved everything by Lucinda Riley. Like, I can't even explain to you how good her writing style is, and just the way that she can tell a story. It's amazing. So I'm really excited to read The Olive Tree and see what it's about. So let's read the little blurb on the back. A stunning new contemporary novel from the author of the Seven Sisters series. It has been 24 years since a young Helena spent a magical holiday in Cyprus, where she fell in love for the first time. When the now crumbling house, Pandora, is left to her by her godfather, she returns to spend the summer there with her family. Yet, as soon as Helena arrives at Pandora, she knows that its idyllic beauty masks a web of secrets that she has kept from William, her husband, and Alex, her son. At the difficult age of 13, Alex is torn between protecting his beloved mother and growing up, and equally desperate to learn the truth about his real father. When by chance Helena meets her childhood sweetheart, a chain of events is set in motion that threatens to make her past and present collide. Both Helena and Alex know that life will never be the same once Pandora's secrets have been revealed. I am so excited, if you guys can't tell, I don't know. But yeah, this one is going to be one of the first ones that I'm going to read in this entire list because I won't be able to hold off from reading it. The next three books I have borrowed from my friend Caitlin, and you guys would have heard me talk about her before. She is a hardcore reader just like I am. So the two books that I'm going to introduce to you first, you will recognize the author if you have watched my previous videos. The first one is this one here by Molly McAdams, and it is called I See You. And I don't know anything about this one. It has nothing to do with any of the previous books that I have read by Molly McAdams. So let's read back and see what this one is about. But I mean, I already know it's going to be good without even having to read the blurb, but let's do it anyway. What if? Aurora Wilde's life feels like a series of what ifs, forks in the road, and doors unopened. What if she hadn't gone to that party that night? What if Gentry Michaels hadn't captured her interest or disappeared the next day? What if Declan Vale hadn't been there to sweep her off her feet? And as she goes down the list to make her perfect forever, Aurora is happy with her life and a future that seems completely secure. until one day, suddenly it's not. Now she's stuck between the man who has been there for her and the one she never stopped thinking about. As the consequences of each of her choices comes to a head, Aurora begins to realize that sometimes one tiny decision can ripple through a life and change everything. But when what once felt like a safe and reliable future becomes something else, will Aurora have the courage to make a final decision that could alter the course of her life? Wow. That sounds so dramatic. I'm really excited to pick this one up and find out what happens because that sounds incredible. This next one, like I said, is another Molly McAdams book, and it is this one right here, and it's called From Ashes. Now, again, I don't think this has anything to do with any of the previous books I've read. It's kind of a standalone, I think. Let's read the back and see what Molly has written this time. Aside from her dad, who passed away when she was 6, Cassidy Jameson has only ever trusted one man, her best friend, Tyler. So of course, she follows him to Texas when he leaves for college. She just didn't expect to be so drawn to their new roommate, Gage, a gorgeous guy with a husky southern drawl. The only problem? He's Tyler's cousin. Gage Carson was excited to share an apartment off campus with his cousin. He didn't mind that Tyler was bringing the mysterious friend he heard about since they were kids, until the most beautiful girl he's ever seen jumps out of his cousin's Jeep. There's something about Cassie that makes Gage want to give her everything. Too bad Tyler has warned him that she's strictly off limits. Despite everything keeping them apart, Cassie and Gage dance dangerously close to the touch they've both been craving. But when disaster sends her running into Tyler's arms, Cassie will have to decide whether to face the demons of her past or to burn her chance at a future with Gage. I think this will be the first one I'm reading, hands down, because that sounds like so good. And I know that I'm going to fly through it like I have with all of Molly McAdams' books so far. So I really want to pick this up first and find out exactly what happened. The last book that I am sharing with you in this summer reading list video is another one my friend Caitlin borrowed to me, and this is this one here. And it is called Alexandria of Africa by Eric Walters. Now, this is one of my friend Caitlin's all-time favorite books, so I'm really, really intrigued to read this and to find out exactly what it is about. So let's go ahead and read the back cover here. As far as Alexandria Hyatt is concerned, being rich and glamorous is simply what she was born to be. When she is arrested for shoplifting, having to drag herself into court to face a judge just seems like a major inconvenience. But Alexandria has been in trouble before, and this time she can't scheme her way out of the consequences. Before she knows it, she is on a plane headed to Kenya, where she has been ordered to work for an international charity. Over 7,000 miles away from home, with no hot water, no cell phone reception, no friends or family, Alexandria is confronted with a land as unfamiliar as it is unsettling. Over the course of her month in Africa, Alexandria will face a reality she could never have imagined, and will have to look inside herself to see if she has what it takes to confront it. This sounds amazing to me, and it really interests me because one of my main interests in life is travel. One of my top goals in life is to travel, and Africa is definitely on that list of places I want to go and see. It kind of reminds me of a book that I read in the past called The White Maasai, and I am really excited and intrigued to pick this up and read it and see what it's all about. And hopefully it'll really pique my travel interest. So I'm really excited to read this book as well, just like every other book in this reading list, like I always say. Because of course I'm not going to read anything that I wouldn't be interested in or wouldn't enjoy or would have a hard time getting through. So of course I'm only going to read books that sound interesting and intriguing and amazing and compelling to me. But that is it, guys, for the books on my summer 2018 reading list. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Before I sign off, guys, make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below on my YouTube homepage, as well as the little bell notification button right beside it, so you get notified every time I put up a new video, which is weekly on Wednesdays. But that is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in next week's video.